Hello and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos, we talk about the moon energy and a little bit of astrology for the current week to help you get to know the moon's energy and how you might want to interact with it for that particular day. In this video's case, we are talking about the week of April 21st through the 28th. We have a new moon week, but it's not happening until the end of the week. So all week we have a waning crescent moon, meaning the light of the moon is going to be in that crescent shape, and it's going to slightly decrease and decrease until it's just this little sliver of light, and then it will go dark right before the new moon. And then the new moon is when the sliver of light starts to appear again. So we had our last quarter moon last week. So we're still kind of close to that energy. A last quarter moon is when the moon is half lit and it continues to decrease. So with a waning crescent, even though it's a waning crescent moon, we're still close to that last quarter. So we have like 48% of light starting off the week, and then it's slowly going to decrease to 0. And then we'll have that little sliver of light when the moon is new on Sunday. We have a lot to talk about in this video. Hopefully your energy and you're able to find time to slow down this week, especially because we have a new moon in Taurus. Taurus is very slow moving energy. So hopefully you're able to find some time to slow down, take it a little bit easier on yourself this entire week, and especially on Sunday for the new moon. So, like I said, our new moon is happening on Sunday, April 27th. The moon moved into Taurus early that morning around 3:13 a.m. and the moon will be new at 3:30 p.m. that afternoon. Sometimes the moon will transition into a sign for at least a day before it's actually new or full. So you have a little bit more time to work with that energy before it's actually new. But in Sunday's case, well, you have all day Sunday to work with the Taurus energy. But then you're also going to have Monday and Tuesday of next week still in that Taurus energy. So you're able to work with the new moon and the full moon energy 1 to 3 days before and after the new moon. So you can see the moon's dark here. And starting off the week, we're pretty close to that first quarter still. Even though it's technically a waning crescent, you still have a little bit of energy. So I feel like the productive days are going to be here at the beginning of the week because the energy is just going to continue to decrease until it gets totally dark. We also have a water sign this week, which water sign is not really the most active signs to be in. So when there's a waning water moon, this is very low energy. We do have our fire energy, which is technically closing out this Aries moon cycle that we just finished. And I've been really experiencing this closing out of a sign. So we had a new moon in Aries. We had that solar eclipse last month. And so this is technically like closing that cycle, which I really feel like is closing the first eclipse season. So technically they're not closed because we will have like the fall and the spring eclipses pair with each other. We're going to have a Virgo solar eclipse in the fall. This Aries eclipse was the last Aries eclipse that we're going to have for a while. We've been having Aries eclipses the last couple of years. So this Aries eclipse was the last for a while, and now it's shifting into Virgo Pisces. Yeah, so the fall eclipses are Pisces lunar and a Virgo solar. The Virgo solar eclipse is paired with the Virgo lunar eclipse that we had a little over a month ago. So they're not really closed out. They just kind of bookend each other, but they are all connected in this eclipse cycle that we experience every year. We experience 4 eclipses every year. So we'll be experiencing the Virgo and Pisces eclipses for the next few years. When the moon was in Virgo right before the full moon, the Libra full moon that we had this month, or this moon cycle, I really felt like the things that came up for the lunar eclipse when the moon was in Virgo again. So we're really feeling, I think we're going to really, whenever the moon's in Virgo, I think we're going to be feeling that. Same thing with like when we were having these Aries eclipses, like I was really feeling that energy too. So the thing that's beautiful about the moon is that it gives us these little slivers of these like little nuggets of truth, or these little slivers or chisels or chunks of things that we need to be working through, that we need to learn lessons around, that we need to heal, that we need to grow from. And it gives it to us slowly at a time. Just like in the same way that how gradual the moon changes is, it just, I feel like it's very helpful. Like it helps us to just take things as they come, take like little bite-sized pieces of things, and you work through it, you heal through it, you grow from it. But then it's going to give you like another piece to the puzzle that you're eventually going to fit together. You're eventually going to heal from it. You're eventually going to integrate it or grow or whatever it is that you need to do with this little chunk of information. But it just gives it to you one little piece at a time, which I think is more manageable. So if you've been following the moon for a while, if you've been following me for a while, you have probably begun to recognize this. Like it's not all about like doing everything all at once, where you can have really big shifts and you can have really big breakthroughs and you can have really big things happen, especially if these transits are affecting your chart in a very personal and intimate way. But for the most part, it's going to be little chunks of things so that they're manageable and that you can handle them. The universe is like not going to give you anything that you can't handle. So wherever your energy is in that moment is what you're going to experience during these big astrological events and shifts. But then it's not like if you're not able to handle it, or if you're not able to work with it, or if you're not understanding like what is coming up for you, there's going to be another piece to that puzzle eventually. The universe works in cycles and circles, and you're going to get a chance to do this again. I think that pop astrology really puts this emphasis on like, you have to do this big manifestation now on this date. And if you miss it, then you're never going to manifest anything else in your life. And that's just not the way the universe works. The universe will give you what you are in alignment with, in vibration with, and also ready and able to handle at that time. So you're not missing anything if you didn't do some big ceremony on any of the Aries eclipses that we've had the last few years. You got what you needed out of it, and somebody else may have gotten some bigger piece of information or had some bigger breakthrough than you, but you are exactly like where you are supposed to be at this time. So don't put so much stress on it. And the same thing with like the new moon. If you're working all day Sunday and you don't have time to like light a candle or meditate or do a ritual or whatever, like doesn't matter. Don't beat yourself up especially with a Taurus moon. A Taurus moon is just about slowing down, making yourself comfortable, giving yourself the time and space. Taurus is about like being comfortable and being happy and feeling good. So this energy is about giving yourself that space, giving yourself that comfort, allowing yourself to enjoy the luxuries of life, the physical, tangible things that we get to experience in this human body. So if you're not able to do it on Tuesday when the moon is new exactly at 3:30 p.m., it doesn't matter. I think people put so much pressure on like, if I didn't start something on this day at this time, then I missed the boat or something. And or you missed your opportunity. You missed some big thing. But that's not the case. The moon teaches us that everything in life is gradual, and especially a Taurus moon is teaching us that one step at a time is all you need to do. As long as you're moving forward in some way, even if standing still and resting and making yourself comfortable is all the movement that you do, then that's all that you need. Okay, so we are starting off with our Aquarius moon, and this is an air sign. So this is starting off the week with fresh new energy, especially with Aquarius, because Aquarius season is right after the new year. So this is very fresh and new energy. Because it's a waning crescent moon, I feel like this Aquarius energy might be more, remember we're talking about slow movement this week. So this isn't about like jump starting on some new ideas. I think it's more about integrating, getting used to the idea, or getting comfortable, getting used to new thoughts, ideas, new ways of being. I do feel like we did step through this big threshold with this last Aries eclipse, and it does feel different. So it's like getting used to the idea of the difference and the new way of being and the new way that the world is presenting itself at this time. So we'll be in Aquarius energy all day Monday and all day Tuesday. And I just really feel like this is maybe a productive time at the beginning of the week, because we're still kind of close to that last quarter moon, and we might have a little burst of energy with that fire at the end of the week, depending on how you react to fire energy. But this just feels like these are the productive times. And the reason I say that is because Pisces energy is very sleepy and dreamy energy anyways, but specifically a waning crescent Pisces moon, meaning the moon is a lot darker than say like a first quarter Pisces moon. This just feels like really unproductive energy. Pisces is the daydreamer. So Wednesday and Thursday might be a little bit slow, productive wise to your work week, but we'll be in this kind of sleepy, dreamy energy all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and then we move into Aries very early Friday morning at 3:24 a.m. So I don't know. I'm just feeling like this is kind of daydreamy. This might be a good day if you want to feel productive. This might be a good day to do your reflection and intentions section in your planner. Maybe just kind of daydream a little bit about what you want to have what you want to set your new moon intentions on Sunday. Again, just because of the fire energy, I'm a very fiery person. So when the moon is in Aries, it's just, I tend to just be more productive no matter what the sign or no matter what the phase is. But that's just me and my energy. The important thing about fire energy is that you do have to make time to rest, because fire energy tends to burn itself out. You want to keep adding fuel to that fire, keep adding kindling to the fire to help sustain it and keep it going. This might be, maybe this is, you get to take the day off early and you get to kind of take it easy early, have like an extra long weekend. That would really be wonderful energy for a waning crescent Aries moon. However, if you feel very activated with fire energy, this might be a like wrapping up those loose ends that you weren't, if you weren't productive on Wednesday and Thursday, then Friday might be a good day to like, oh, let me do these things really quick. Those things that like don't take a lot of time or energy, that you're just able to like check off your list that like maybe you neglected while you were daydreaming on Wednesday and Thursday. So the transitions this week are kind of weird. They're kind of happening like you see really early in the morning. And then this one, so we'll be in Aries energy all day Friday and for part of Saturday, but then around noon, the moon moves into void of course, and it's a very long transition. It's like all for the rest of the evening. We won't move into Taurus until 3:17 a.m. Sunday morning. So, and the same thing happened. Well, kind of the same, not as long. 10:27 or 10:57 p.m. to 3:24 a.m. So that's only like what, 4 or 5 hours. But this is like over 12 hours. What is it? 15 hour void of course time. So that's a really long transition. So remember, Void of course times is when the moon is transitioning from one sign to another. So sometimes you'll feel the Aries energy, sometimes you'll feel the Taurus energy. Sometimes you'll just feel nothing at all. It's like this weird, like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I can't figure out what to do. Like nothing feels right. It's like it's a lack of energy. It's really hard to explain. It's kind of like this liminal space. So I think everybody reacts to it differently. I don't know. This is such a long one. I think we'll probably really feel it. But then 3:17 a.m. on Sunday is when we move into Taurus, and that's going to put us into that new moon energy. So again, Taurus is an earth sign. I see Taurus energy as the tree. It's very rooted, grounded, and strong, and it's comfortable just like being there. It's comfortable with not moving. It's comfortable with observing. And the thing about Taurus is like they're really like Virgo knows how to fix things, knows how to change things. So there's more movement there. But Taurus just kind of has this natural ability to just know what needs to be done or know what is needed, and it's able to provide it usually. It's not a assessment and judgment and need to change. It's just I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's just like this is provided for you or this is what is needed, and it's like it just comes so naturally and effortless to them. So that's why, like Taurus, out of all of the earth signs, although all of the earth signs are going to be slower moving because they pay attention to detail and they see what is needed to be done before they act on it. Taurus is very much like, I don't know, it's like able to manifest it. Maybe because its opposite sign is Scorpio, which is able to magnetize things. So maybe it's just like the Taurus people that I know, they do like live a very comfortable life. They always seem to have the resources that they need to do the things that they need to do. It's very interesting. It's I don't have a lot of Taurus in me. I don't have a lot of Earth in me really that much either. So it's just, I don't know, it's kind of foreign to me. It's very interesting and kind of majestic. So when we're setting intentions for a Taurus new moon, you want to start thinking about the things that will help you manifest the things that you need. What is like the perfect supplies or the perfect knowledge, or like what book do you need to read? What supplies do you need to purchase? What environment do you need to be working in? A lot of times in Taurus season and Taurus energy, and when the moon is in Taurus, I tend to like reorganize my space, try to make it more comfortable, try to make it more aesthetically pleasing, beautiful, because having that like organized, clean, comfortable working environment tends to make you more productive. So setting intentions about like how can you make yourself more comfortable? This is also like nourishing your body. This time of year, like we're in the middle of spring, you're starting to get those fresh fruits and vegetables coming, fresh greens. The whole world is green right now. So this is about nourishing your body with healthy foods, staying hydrated, moving your body. If you're stuck at a desk all day, remembering to move your body. If you're if you use your body physically for your job, make sure that you're stretching and taking care of yourself afterwards. And it's really about getting grounded and centered to what are the things that my body physically needs. What does my home environment need? Really kind of creating this nest and this sanctuary so that you can be the most productive self, so that you can be your highest, best self. To recap this week, starting off, we have the air element. So this is using your brain. A waning, and well, anytime the moon is in an air sign, I like to meditate. This kind of get into your upper chakras, help you find clarity and real answers to whatever it is that you might be trying to problem solve throughout the week. Middle of the week is going to be watery, so emotional, dreamy, imaginative. Start thinking about your intentions when the moon is in Pisces. It might help you get, again, some clarity about that. And then we have the fire energy closing out the week to wrap up any loose ends or check those things off that you really need to get done. Maybe use that spark to ignite something. And then allowing yourself to have a slow moving, lazy, cozy Sunday with this Taurus new moon. So our card for the week is coming from the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and artwork by Katie Louise. We have the Cave, perfect for a cozy Taurus new moon. Retreat, time out, self-care, and slow down. Caves have been used as spaces of contemplation and introspection throughout human history. They're seen as a symbol for connecting with the heart through retreating to the cave and being in solitude. Initiate can reconnect with their truest self. Through removing themselves from the business of their everyday life, they can find their truest path. Through removing themselves from the noise around them, they can hear their truest inner voice. When we aren't resourced energetically, we can find ourselves getting triggered easily and causing conflict or uneasiness within or around us. The Cave card is an invitation to take a moment away from the noise and monotony of your everyday life, to slow down and reconnect with yourself and the wisdom within. It's believed that in times past, the holy ones and mystics would spend their days meditating in caves, although in our modern world, that's rarely possible. Perhaps in this lifetime, we're not meant to stay in the cave. However, it's important to find ways to remove ourselves from the hustle and bustle of every day now and then. If we give ourselves windows of retreat, we'll likely find it easier to stay connected to the wise one within. If we practice self-care, we may find it easier to care for others. The soul inquiry for this card is: how can you create some space in your life to slow down, reflect, and go in? Can you find just a little window of quiet so that you can regulate and resource yourself and truly tune in? The most perfect Taurus new moon card, I think, ever. It also made me think of the whole theme of this year being the hermit theme and remembering to allow yourself to retreat and rest when you need to, but to come back out and shine your light and be that beacon. I know that I've kind of been struggling with the stepping back out part because I feel like we've been processing so much. I've been processing so much individually, but also collectively, and I do both of those things. So it's been a lot and a struggle to like get out of the cave once I've finally allowed myself to retreat there. Our chakra card for this week is Integrated Wisdom, a Soul Star Chakra card. Learn to hear the voice of your highest self, which speaks mostly in whispers when you are alone and quiet, and maybe hidden in that cave. What is the wisdom of your most aware and awakened self? You have lived many lives and are integrating the wisdom of those lifetimes today. Focus your attention and intention on activating the deeper awareness and wisdom of all you know. Know that you have the ability to integrate the fullness of all your past life expressions in this moment. Very interesting card. Soul Star Chakra is located a foot above your head, above your crown chakra. And the crystal they recommend is pink apophyllite, and the herb is heather. So there definitely seems like there is this need to retreat to integrate wisdom, most likely the wisdom that was a result of whatever process and you went through over the eclipse. And it's interesting too here that we have a soul star chakra card, and then we have an earth star chakra stone. So this is very much like a full body, head to toe type of integration that's happening this week. We have petrified wood, which holds the power of the earth, bringing that life force into connection with your own. It resonates with the earth star chakra, connecting you to the ancestral and ancient wisdom. Petrified wood is a stone of grounding, protection, patience, spiritual transformation, and past life recall. It's also useful for accessing the Akashic records. The affirmation for this card is: my roots run deep and I am connected to all. I embrace transformation and I harness the ancient wisdom. So I think that this message really speaks to, or all of these cards in general speak to, and the Taurus new moon speaks to the importance of being grounded and rooted and stable and connected to this earth and connected to this human body and connected to this physical world in order to make sense of, to receive make sense of information, to receive information, and to access those higher chakras and the expansive knowledge within the universe. Like, we have to be rooted and grounded to be an open channel in order to receive this wisdom. But we also have to remember that, like, by connecting to the earth and by staying rooted and grounded and connected, that's also accessing like past life, what like this card is saying, and ancestral wisdom, because like our ancestors' bones and everything that ever existed on this planet is on this planet. It's if you have had past Earth lives, and because you're currently having an Earth life, you are connected to the bones of your ancestors that are buried within this ground. Well, while there is not too much pink in here, I feel like there's some pink hues up here in this cave. So I'm still gonna go with these cards are matching this week. So I hope that you're able to slow down this week. I hope that you're able to take slow and steady steps. I hope that you're able to create a nest or a sanctuary from which to retreat to, not just for this new moon, but in the times that you need to retreat and hide out in the cave for the rest of this year. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. The um 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 uh um 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 um